Hey, how's it going? I hope everybody's doing well. Wanted to put together a little video for you. It's a compilation of two different sites I've hunted here recently. One you'll recognize as the Archaic site from my other two videos. If you haven't checked those out yet, please go and check those out. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. I enjoy putting this content out for you all. And a little bit about this video. There's going to be some stone tools and some, fragments of points and points that I find at the Archaic site. I've been surface searching recently, and then there's going to be a few new finds at the new site in Appomattox. So I hope you all enjoy the video, and I'll see you again at the end for the recap. I think I found something. Pretty sure it's a point. I'm pretty sure it's broken. Let's go ahead and look at it here. Right here. I was walking along the site that I just found that point earlier, and I found this point right here. See it? Yeah. So, base is broken off of it. See? But it's nice quartz broken point. Most of the tip is there. Getting the light the right way here. It's a nice looking point. Wish I could have found the whole one. Oops. Pretty thick. But another one on the board. So let's see what else we can find. I think I've got something here. It's another broken point. Just walking the forest edge here where I had done some clearing. Now I didn't dig down deep in this site. It was a cutover. So you have a lot of these small poplars and small oaks. So I didn't have to do a lot of grubbing with stumps. So a lot of these points were probably fairly close to the surface. And this used to be farmland, so it's been plowed up several times. So right here I was walking. If you can see that chip right there. Well, I thought it was a chip. So I already picked it up. I sat it back down where I found it. But it's broken on the top and on the bottom. That looks like an older break. That could have been me. You don't know. But you can see, hopefully it shows up on the camera. But you can see along that edge right there that it's been worked. You can see where they've chipped off flakes and made a sharp edge there. And then on this side, especially on the top right here, you can see some working marks. It's got that elliptical shape to it. So that would have been a nice point if it was whole. It would have been a big thick point. But another find. So there was definitely something here at some point. So I'm going to keep looking. I think I found something else. It's starting to, like I said, get low on light. So I'm going to let y'all see it, but I think this is the first whole point I've found all day. Let's see what it looks like. Right there. Do we see it? It's missing its tip, but it's not a bad looking little point. Laying right on the top. All the rain we've had the last couple months. Like I said, I haven't been over here, been waiting for this brush pile to dry out so I can burn it. But I may have broken the tip. It looks like a fresh break. It's very clean. But I'm not sure what style this is. It's a little more crudely made than some of the other points I've found. Definitely has more of a distinct base to it. Little ear right here. A side notch, maybe. Is that what it's called? Let me know in the comments. If y'all know what type of point this is or what period, whether it's archaic, woodland, just let me know in the comments. I appreciate any input I can get from you all so I can learn more about this hobby. All right. Well, let's see if I can find anything else before it gets dark. All right. Hey guys, how's it going? I'm out here at my favorite site so far, where I've been doing some work, and I found a few more things out here today. I've got another video I'm editing that I'm going to kind of put this in with. Don't have a lot of time to hunt today, but I want to show you a couple things here that I found. And so the first thing I found here is just the tip of a, I'm filming with my phone now, so my GoPro, so try this a little bit differently. Yeah, just the tip of a, get it to focus. You can see, especially right here, that's been worked. You can see the flaking, where they flaked it out, and there's a larger flaking pattern than a lot of the small, it's not focusing anyway, than a lot of the small quartz points that I find. So, and I was just walking around for a few minutes, found some flakes and different things. But I had found this a while back, and the more I think about it, I found some manos, I think that's what it's called. You know, the grinding rocks, if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. You all can maybe help me out. But I found this rock, and now the surface is very gritty. And I hit it with the dozer when I was moving dirt around. But it's got a cupped surface right here, but it's fairly flat, kind of on both sides. I mean, this is fairly flat, this is fairly flat, but it's very, very textured. But it has a cup to it. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe you can see kind of that cupped area on this rock. And so I've found what I think to be 3 of those manos, or grinding rocks here on this site. And so there has to be, you know, a larger stone that they were grinding these on. So I'm just hoping that, you know, maybe I'll come across it. It might, you know, who knows, it could be buried. Or when these were fields many, many years ago, this could have been cleared. Those field stones could have been cleared and thrown into a pile somewhere in the woods. So, all right, guys, I've found something. I'm not sure what it is. The shape of it looks like a big, like, spear point, but you know, it's not as, it's kind of crudely made, and the edges aren't as sharp as I would like to see. But I'm going to show you guys here. I just kind of picked it up. It looks like a giant, like, point. Let's see. I definitely want to get y'all's opinion on this, as to what you think this might be. But right here, you see this? I'd already kind of turned it out of the ground to look at. But when I look at that, let me get the angle here. It's very worn. I mean, it is very worn. But it has that shape. To me, in my wishful thinking, this looks like an edge that's been worked a long time ago. It's just been very, very worn down. Same thing right here. See that kind of, that pattern of chipping here, chipping there, chipping here. And then it looks like it has a base. I mean, that, you know, looks like some sort of base. The base has been worked down, like right here. See where it's been chiseled down and thinned. And right there looks like a little bit of a fluting. Kind of right here, you see that where my thumb is? A little bit of a fluting going up. So, I don't know what that is. I know what I wish it was, but I'll take it home and clean it up when we do the review here. But you all let me know what you think. Should I be excited about possibly something from early Archaic period or before? Or is this just a very, what's the word? Just a coincidence that this rock is shaped the way it is. So we'll see more once I put some water on it, clean it up. But let me know what you all think. I'm going to keep looking. All right, I think I may have found another point. I've found a few. Actually, just picked up one I think was a broken point. I didn't film that though. We see right here. Yeah, I believe it is. A little point. Yep, look at that one. Tiny little point. So that's a cool little point. Had a pretty interesting day today. Well, I hope you all enjoyed the video. I wanted to recap some of the things we found today. And so I've got here set up on my desk, if you look at it, some of our finds. And so we have the little quartzite point that I found at the Archaic site. Also from that site, I really think in the video I said point, but this piece here, you can see the flaking on top and kind of the pattern and stuff. I think this was probably a blade, as thin as it was. It would have been nice to see what it looked like. Excuse me. It would have been nice to see what it looked like whole. But, you know, I enjoy finding anything that's been touched and, you know, manipulated by these Native Americans and these people that lived thousands of years ago. I find it all fascinating. And so also from that Archaic site here, we have another point that was probably a preform. It looks like this one's very roughly made, and there may have been some type of internal fault in it that caused it as they were making it to crack. So, but it's got, you know, it's nice to find pieces like this that show that, you know, they were there. And as many flakes as I find and broken points and many artifacts and everything, I know that there's just a, you know, they were there for a long period of time, I would think, or, you know, different generations came back to that same site. This was just, I didn't show this one on film, and I didn't show this last one on film either. It was just something I found that day. This was the tip of a point. I had to go back and look at all of the points I found. Maybe I found the tip of one, but it would have been a fairly thick point, but very well made. Still has a nice little point on it. But yeah, just a fragment there, just to show more activity. Now, something I found I didn't show, and I think I had maybe showed this in another video. I'd found some flakes of this greenish, tannish stone. And I can't remember what the person had said it was in one of the comments, but I was thinking it was some type of flint, maybe. And so I find some of this on the site, but I don't find a lot of this rock anywhere else around my area. Almost all the points are made either from this quartzite material or the more white quartz is what most of these points are made out of. So, you know, finding this stuff, I wonder what they used it for. You know, so if anybody knows, you just leave a comment below and help educate me on some of this stuff. From the Appomattox site, you know, I found this piece of a point, which very thick point, and you can see the working on the edges here. Would have been a nice point if you put this one with this one. They almost fit together. I forget, how did I have it? Maybe I had it like that. Yeah. You know, that point would have, I can imagine that a whole point would have been probably, you know, that long, 3 inches, almost 4 inches, by the time you put a little base on it, which would have been a very cool point. And then the last one I found at Appomattox was this point here, which the tip of it's missing. But overall, it's a nice little point. But the things I'm most excited about that I found is, number one, is this item here, which is an unidentified object. I posted in some of the Facebook forums that I'm on, and pretty much everybody told me it's just a rock, which I find hard to believe that a rock could be shaped like such shape, so much like a point. if I can get that out. The way the base of it looks like it's been thinned down right here to create the base. The way it's been thin going up the spine right there. And now I do understand that it's hard to see any flaking or working on it. But this isn't quartz or quartzite. This is some other type of stone. But when you look at it, it looks like it was almost made from a halved piece of rock, because it's very much turtle-shaped with that hump on it. And it's got a nice profile when you look at it that way. And it has this, irregular edge that goes up and down, like it was flaked here at one point, flaked there, and flaked here, and flaked there. Same thing on the other side. And in certain lights, you can see, just like with a diamond, it has certain facets to it. So it leads me to believe it's something. Now, what I think it is that it's hard to find, at least I don't see a lot of giant, like quartzite type material where these camps are. And I know they quarried stuff and brought it in from other places, because from what the research I've done, nomadic, they were pretty nomadic during the Archaic period. So, just like with that, what I believe to be flint right over here, I think that may have been brought in before. So what I think this is I think this was a hoe for digging. And I found an example that I'm going to put in here to show you why I think that. And what I think is that it was made from maybe some type of river cobble or some type of, stone like that. It's very rough. It actually feels the same texture as this mano right here. This stone here feels to be the same texture as this type of stone here that they use for the grinding and stuff. And so that's what leads me to believe is the reason that you don't see a lot of the flaking and everything on it is because it was a digging tool that was, and it's, been used. And so you got to figure digging in the ground probably wore this thing down to where you wouldn't see a lot of those chip marks over time. And it kind of has this rough feeling to it, just like, grinding these stones and pecking them and grinding them on here and on this grinding stone, what would have happened. So I think from being worked into the soil. And what makes me think that is I saw some different things online where there were notched hoes. Some of them were from a later periods, like the Mississippian period, and everything, but there were some examples of that. And so that makes me think that if you look at this point right here, and then you look at this point right here, and you put them on top of each other, the base is thinned up the spine. The base is thinned up the spine. Okay? The same type of notch. Memory card got a little full on me right there as I was ranting and raving about how I think this is something and not just a coincidence that a rock is shaped like this. So just to finish up my little soapbox rant, the more research I do and the more I look at it, I just feel like this is, it's man-made. I feel like it's man-made. I feel like there's no way that it would look like a point like this just by coincidence. What the use of it was, I'm not sure. But it's, like I said, similar rock to the manos that I've found. And I think it was used as a digging implement. So I'm going to put a little picture of a hoe in here to kind of show you what that looks like. And I think once you see that, you may still not agree with it. Please leave it in the comments. But I think once you see my example, it'll make a little more sense as to why I think it the way it is. So anyway, in my mind, that's going to be a hoe. Because what I've found is with these forums, half the people will say one thing, and half the people will disagree with you or them, no matter what. So, and that same thing happened with that piece. I had several people agree that it could have been some type of adze or some type of hoe. And then I had several people say, nope, just a rock. Just a big faker. So we'll see. But anyway, I found this in a previous video. You saw me find this. I just kind of have it here just to kind of show. Now, I had actually found this stone right here a way back. I mean, several months ago, maybe even 4 or 5 months ago. And honestly, at that time, I wasn't paying a lot of attention. I hadn't learned as much as I've learned now. And so I kind of just set it over near a tree where I found a lot of the points. And I remember generally where I found it. And in my video you saw, I found this, Mano. And so then I got to looking, I was like, well, I've found 3 of these. And if I've found that many, there has to be a grinding stone somewhere. And honestly, I don't even think this would be the only grinding stone. However, this was a stone that I had looked at before and thought, I wonder if that's something. And so when I went back and looked at it, this time I paid a lot more attention to how it's shaped. And it might be hard to see in here with the lighting, but it has a nice cup to it. I mean, it's not deep, but it has a nice cup to it. And the surface has definitely been textured. And now that I'm in here, I can see grooves and stuff in it. And I'm sure, I think they had used these and they would peck and rough up these surfaces so they could get a good grind on it with these stones. However, I think it's pretty cool. And this was one of the things that actually pretty much everybody said that they thought I was pretty right on in some of those forums with this being a grinding stone. And honestly, you know, as deep as it is, it's not very deep yet. You know, it may have been more of a new one. I would love to find one that's really dished out. I think that would be super cool. But just wanted to kind of show you all this recap. So those are my finds from the 2 hunts, 2 different places I went. I appreciate y'all watching the videos. Again, please subscribe. Every video I'm trying to bring you content that I think you want to see and things that I enjoy doing. And, you know, I'm getting better, hopefully, with each one, learning a new little technique about doing these YouTube videos. It's something I've always been curious about doing, but never really gave it a real try. So I appreciate you all that watched this far, and I hope to see you next time.